Very good evening, all of you. Now, today we are going to talk about central themes of socialism because yesterday we had a discussion about the origin and growth of the socialism. Now, today we are going to talk about the central themes of socialism. Can you see the slides?
Yes,
Okay, Shamila, thank you. So, there are few themes. The first one is community, the idea of community. The second one is cooperation. Third one is equality. Fourth one is social class. Fifth one is common ownership. Community, cooperation, equality, social class, and the common ownership. We will go through them step by step. Then when we are going over there, if you find any difficulty or questions, or if you need anything to add, then you can do it anytime, right? So this is the idea of community. What are the bullets? Socialism stresses the capacity of human beings for collective action. Fourth one, people's willingness and ability to pursue goals by working together, not for the personal or self-interest. Collectivism, classes, collective palms in the Soviet Union. Right? What does it mean? Socialist stresses that the capacity of human beings, according to their perspective, people, it means we have different capacities, right? We have different talents, we have different skills. So that's why Dulani is in another class in this moment, because she's teaching other students, maybe A level or maybe O level students. She's teaching in English for other students. Sometimes she's singing songs. So that's her capacity, right? So then the Sankalpani, she's maintain a nice garden. So that's her capacity, right? Apart from the other work such as studying and so on. So according to socialist people, human beings, they are having different capacities, right? So then, according to their perspective, those capacities must be used collectively to pursue collective goals, to, to achieve collective goals. Then it is easy rather than if it is trying by individuals, right? If you want to achieve a collective goal or big goal, then it is very easy to achieve it if we do it collectively rather doing it as an individual. That's the main argument of socialist, right? On the other hand, according to their perspective, people naturally, they are social animals. They would prefer to live together, work together, right? to work together. They are not like to live separately. They are not like to live individually. I mean, they would not, if uh, when they marginalized, if they feel they are being marginalized, or they are being marginalized by someone or some group, then they feel very sorrow, right? Bad feelings, because they would prefer to work together, sit together, and live together. That's what they're called social animals, right? So then, according to the perspectives of socialist, people are social animals. They would like to live together. They have different capacities. So then, those interests and their capacities must be utilized to achieve common goals. To do that, they have to be live as a community. So that's their primary insistence, right? Then the most of the Soviet, or I mean, most of the socialist countries, they formed collective mechanisms to to create opportunity for the people to work together and live together. The best example is class or classes, right? The another example is collective farms and collective industries in Soviet Union and Russia, People's Republic of China. Collective farms and collective industries. They collected, or they gathered, or they collected, or they asked to people to collect together certain place which is called collective farm or collective industries. Then the people were asked to work together as a group, not as an individual. That's the best example for this idea as community, right? Then they commonly use the terms brothers and sisters or comrades to address their friends or their colleagues, right? Human beings are comrades, brothers, or sisters. When they are addressing others, they use the term, or they use the term brothers or brother, sisters or sister, or comrade or comrades, right? They use these terms to imply their inner feelings to the others or towards the others, right? They are tied to one another. They are tied to one another. It means by using those words, they want to show their inner feelings of belongingness of the larger community. If I use the term brother or brothers, sisters, or comrades to address you, it means that I want to show my inner feeling about I am the one who belong to your community, right? That's what, that's why they use these type of terms. By the bonds of a common humanity, by using these type of words, they want to imply they are bonded to the wider community or common humanity, right? Then The individuals are inseparable part of the society. According to their perspective, individuals are the members of large and very strong community. They cannot be separatable from each other. They cannot be separated from each other because they are the essential part of the larger community. Essential part of the larger community, right? So that's why they want to use these terms when they are addressing others. That's the philosophy behind the usage of these type of terms to address each other. All right. By using this type of terms to address each other, they want to insist the importance of community. They want to insist the existence of the community as their primary theme. Then we can compare, we can do a comparison between socialist views and liberal views, right? What is the first bullet? Liberals and conservatives often argue that human beings are essentially self-seeking and egoistical. Do you agree? Liberals and conservatives often argue that human beings are essentially self-seeking and egoistical. According to the liberals and conservatives, human beings are egoistical and self-seeking. Or we can say very simply, they are selfish. They are always thinking about themselves, not about the others. They are always trying to maximize their own benefit. They are always trying to achieve their own interests, their own targets. They are always trying to achieve their own objectives, goals. In one sense, that's good. But while they are competing with each other to achieve their goals, objectives, or their interest, they do not care about other things. They do not care about humanity. They do not care about love and affection, the practice of love and affection. They do not care about the others' needs. They do not care about human rights, fundamental rights of the others. They do not care about environmental rights, right? They do not care about animal rights. They do not care about others' perspectives because they are very much target oriented. Their focusing is on their goal, right? Sometimes they may think about money, wealth, education, sometimes degrees, making a house, buying land, buy a car or vehicle or lorry, 10-wheel, ship, aircraft. maximizing the profit or the benefit, right? Liberals and conservatives, according to their perspectives, people are like that. They're running behind the money, wealth, power, sex, prestige, job titles, promotions, houses, vehicles, lands, bank accounts, right? Am I correct or incorrect? Think about ourselves. When we feel sick, doctors may advise us to go to hospital and admit over there. Then what we will do first? If we, Shamila, if we know one or few people who are working over there in the in the hospital, maybe doctors, maybe nurses, maybe administrators, maybe attendants, right? Or maybe uh, small workers or maintainers. Then what we try to do? First, we will try to consult them. We will try to contact them. Then we will ask from them, I was advised by my doctor to admit and to attend the surgery or to take a medicine for a few days. Can you help me to find a bed? Don't we do that? Yes or no? Don't we do? Then what we will, that's common, no? That's common for you, that's common for me. If we got the chance or opportunity to have a bed over there, it means what? We are manipulating the system. We are violating the rights of the others. Sometimes there may be a patient who is suffering than me, than you. But we don't care about that. We don't care about his condition or her condition. What we just want to have a seat, or we just want to have a bed over there. That's our nature. We are always competing with our neighbors. We are always competing with our comrades or brothers and sisters. Why? To achieve very small things, smallest things. Just a bed, just for a few days. Shall we take another example? Just assume that we are on the queue or on the bus stand, or maybe in Pambahina. Think about Pambahina Junction. You and we all over there, sitting over there to take a bus, maybe to Colombo or Badulla or Ratnapura. Then bus came. What we will do? Do we think about this is my children, this is my student, this is my batchmate, this is my classmate, this is my area mate, this one came from my ethnicity, he is following my same religion, right? He is a Sinhala Buddhist, he is a Tamil speaking person, he's speaking girl, right? She's a Muslim girl. coming from Akrepattu or Kalmone. Do we think so? This is my teacher. So shall we think about they are my students, they are my university mates, they are the first years, we are the seniors, we should give our priority to juniors. Or do juniors think about they are our seniors, we should give priority to our seniors? Then the students, do they think that, oh, our teachers are over there, we should give priority to teachers? Teachers, do they think that these are our students, we should give priority to them? Can we see such a scenario over there? Or what we can see, just bus came, then we forget about all ethical uh, practice. We all forget about our language biasness, religious biasness, ethnic biasness, teacher student scenarios, and all other things, batch mates, senior junior mates, right, bonds between batches, and all the things. We just started to fight with each other to capture what, just a seat for a few hours, right? That's our nature. That's the nature of human beings in the system of capitalists or conservatives. That's what liberals and conservatives are saying, that human beings are very competitive, self-seeking. They are always seeking, or they are always thinking about their own benefit, their own interest. What will be happen to me if I do so? If he does so, what will be happen to me? What type of benefit I can get, right? Whatever the things, whatever the talks now I am being sharing with you, what you are thinking now, oh, whatever the things says talking, we want to take main things, important things, main point, which will be very important for our exams, which is coming soon. Isn't it? That's how people or students like you or others, that's that's their behavior, right? That's their behavior. But socialists, they believe that people are selfless, sorry, people are selfish, acquisitive, materialistic, or aggressive because of those kind of bad things are the products of production of the society. Bad people are the bad production of the society. According to their perspective, when a child born, he cannot or she cannot be considered as good person or bad person, because after his or her birth, that person, that baby, will absorb each and every good and bad things. Then, according to socialist perspective, society should take the responsibility of each and every bad persons. In the same way, the society should be respectable if they produce good person or good characters, right? So then when you're talking about the members of mafia groups or thugs or pathala, or maybe members of the prostitution, right? Or drug dealers or drug addicted people. According to socialist perspective, they are the product of social mechanism. Therefore, the responsibility of such a bad things should be taken by the whole society, not by individuals. However, according to socialism or socialist perspective, people are not like that much of selfish, egoistical, because they are willing to work together, willing to live together. They like to help others. They like to share with. They like to share their own things with with others. That's the nature of human beings. They are they are like crows. Have you seen crow? Caputo? They're like that. What's the nature of main characters of crows? Always they are shouting. They're talking with their friends. When they find a special thing, or I mean, when they found a food, especially food, or very important thing for them, then what they will do first, just they will shout. For what? To send the message about that food or a very important thing for their community. A crowd wants to call upon the others, and as a group they will share whatever the things they would have. When a crowd saw a one pleasure of a crowd, then what will be happen? At a glance, that crowd will get excited and continuously start. Then that particular crowd will start to crow and start to shout, and he will continue it or she will continue it up to others will come and gather over there. When they saw such a feather of their uh, in one place, they feel that one of their member had faced a problem, maybe death or maybe wounded or something like that. That's how they feel their belongingness. That's how they feel they belong a particular community. According to socialists, people are like that. They're very much passionate about humanity. They like to, they are willing to help others, right? They are willing to share their own things with others. They are not self-seeking and egoistical, according to the perspective of socialists, right? That's the comparison. You can decide what's true and what's the real situation. Next one, cooperation. According to socialists, human beings are social animals, as I mentioned before. Socialists believe the natural relationship amongst them is cooperation rather than competition. Socialists believe that the relationship between human beings, it is natural. They are not competitors. But according to liberalist perspective and conservative perspective, people are self-seeking, egoistical, and they are competitors, as I mentioned before. As I show from simple examples, just about the hospital bed and the seat of the bus. They are always fighting with each other according to liberal perspective and conservative perspective. But according to socialist perspective, they are making relationships or bonds with each other. They are having a very good relationships, connections. Nowadays, those connections are very close, very, very close, because each and everyone is using social media, right? So then the connection is very much close rather than the previous connections, right? Networking opportunities are everywhere. Socialists believe that that's a motivational factor behind this. According to their perspective, human beings can be motivated by moral incentives, not merely by material incentives. Human beings can be motivated by moral incentives, not merely by material incentives. All right? It means normally people, they would love to have honor, the respect. Therefore, they are seeking a respectable position in our society. They are seeking a honorable position in our society. They are seeking a honorable titles in our society. To do so, they want to have a good reputation by doing a good job or profession or good business, right? That's why you are in here. That's why you are in here. People are normally like that, but the educated people are more interested in taking in or in achieving honorable positions or reputation positions in our society. We are not just followers of money. We are not money thirsters, right? We don't have money thirsty on the money. We should have money to maintain our own things, right? You and me, we are not running behind the money or material things. That's why we are in this platform. Otherwise, we will do other business, right? Maybe uh, not the bad things, but other business. Sometimes I might go to abroad or Korea or South Korea or maybe Israel, doing some kind of work and earning good money. You also will do the same thing, right? If you go to Israel as what's called, uh, it's not a housemaid actually, it's called uh, nurses, right? Home nurses. You can earn 400,000 rupee per month. It means 4 lakhs per month. What you have to do in Israel, the each and every old person is being looked after by the government, not by the individuals, right? All the elder persons, they are uh, protected by the government. Their benefits, so their welfare facilities and other all things are care about or caring about by the caring by the government, right? The elder person, they asked to sit, they asked to live his or her own house. Then government call upon nurses, no, actually, uh, actually not the nurses, health workers, right? From their own country or other countries. Then the people from Sri Lanka, India, Philippines, Indonesia, and Thailand, Nepal, Bhutan, not the Bhutan actually, Nepal, Bangladesh, they went over there. What they have to do, they just sitting over there, they have to look after that particular grandma or grandmother. For that, the government will pay in Sri Lankan rupee nearly 4 4 lakhs or 450,000 lakhs, well, 450,000 rupees, right? That's big amount of money. Because you selected the university entrance, now you are having 5,000 rupees as your what? Bursary or Mahapal. But if you select that path, you can have 400,000 rupee per month, right? But you want to think about your future. You want to have a good reputation. You want to have for a job which is suitable for graduates, right? That is why you selected this path and you worked harder and you earn your university selection. Then you entered to the university system. Now you are there studying or reading over there in this university system, right? So as socialists believe, human beings cannot be cannot cannot be motivated only by money and wealth, because they want to have moral incentives, they want to have honor or reputation. So their happiness is based on over there, right? Not merely by material incentives. but it depends upon the individual. Some people, they will do certain things, right? Sometimes they are running behind the money and wealth. They want to have big money and wealth, lands, houses, and other things, cars, lorries, and all these things. They are collecting money and wealth. By doing that, they are having their happiness. Then some others, they are writing books, sometimes writing newspapers, writing for the newspapers. They write for the newspapers. Sometimes they're making they're writing poems, they're writing scripts for drama or film. By doing that, they cannot achieve big amount of money, but their happiness is there by doing that, right? So that's the perspective of socialist about human beings. Cooperative enterprises. What are the bullets? The growth of cooperative enterprises in the UK. Corporate societies sprang up in the early 19th century. Those societies bought goods in bulk, sold them cheaply to their working class members. Collective farms in Soviet Union were also designed to be cooperative and self-managing. In practice, they operated within a rigid planning system. This is two examples, one from England, other one from Soviet Union, Soviet Russia. One thing is called cooperative system, cooperative enterprises. People establish cooperative system to get corporate benefit. Corporate benefit. By establishing such a system, they hope to have their welfare facilities. I mean, to take good and services by paying cheaper amount of money, right? In Soviet Union, Soviet Russia, under the especially under the leadership of J.V. Stalin, they established collective farms and collective industries. That's another good example uh, for having corporate benefit by establishing a very innovative system or innovative mechanism. Then other one is equality. Do you have any questions? Dulani, thank you very much. You came here. I have seen you.
It's okay, sir.
Oh, yeah, good. So, any questions from your side? You are just listeners, or you are being just followers or listeners? I don't like students like just listeners or followers. It's called in single Shravaka. Uh, Shamila, what's the Tamil term for Shravaka? The followers?
தொடர்பவர்கள், I think
Sorry?
that's
What?
தொடர்பவர்கள், followers.
If you can type it, right? Then I can pronounce. So
Okay,
thank
sir.
you very much for teaching Tamil. Okay. Next theme is equality. What? Read the bullets. Socialism is characterized by its belief in social equality. Its belief in social equality. Please underline that one, right? They believe about Social equality or economic equality. Socialists believe inequalities are results of unequal treatments by the society. Socialists agree about the virtue of social and economic equality, both about virtue of social and economic equality. What they think, what they focus on, this is question. Sayuri, hello.
Sir,
Yes. What does it mean by equality according to the perspectives of socialists? What they just focus?
collectivity,
No,
that means every person should get equal things.
no. What they just focus on by the words.
Economic and social equality.
Who is this?
Dulhas.
Ah, Dulani. Yes, Dulani. Economic and social equity. So
Yeah.
then, Dulani, how you can, or Sayuri, or any other, how you can practically or simply explain this one? Think about one day you meet a grade 5 or grade 5 student, right? That boy or girl will come to you and will ask about what does it mean by the term of equality by the socialist. Then how you can explain this concept for such a very small girl or boy with practical example, not using a very big words.
Okay.
Then how you can do it?
It is a grade 5 student.
Yeah.
We can take example like okay, if that boy can uh, buy a big large pizza for a particular price, the others who are in same age, they also must have a ability to buy that same pizza for the same price.
Do you think that is that a good example?
But
So
I think so, for a grade 5 student, I can't explain to the theories and the things now. So I
because
have to explain some kind of
yeah,
theory things.
do
So
you
that's why I chose.
uh,
I I I couldn't that actually.
do you think that grade 5 students like you uh, because right, because if I think about myself when I was in grade 6, just passed from the grade 5, right? When I was in grade 6, I saw my political science teacher was there in a school. She was there teaching political science for advanced level students. So I just saw his teaching. At that time I was in grade 6. What then I did, I went over there when my off period. Then at that time actually I came from rural village, so there was no, I mean, fully covered period, right? So many many what is called off periods were there. Then we are very happy to have off periods. Most of time I went there and listened to uh, that particular political science teacher when I was in grade 6, right? So students or people are like that, right? Sometimes we were very happy because when we got the off period, so then we asked from the teacher or another teacher, so teacher, shall we go to the playground and play in a ball, right? So then particular teacher, her name is Bimala, she's very kind and so passionate. So she allows us to go over there to play the ball on the playground, right? Then we went over there and played well. So we were very happy. So other time I used to listen if I got the free time or off period. If I saw a particular science teacher over there, Vijayatunga sir is over there, teaching political science to advanced level students, then I went there, just behind the what's it called half wall. Then I was there listening to his teaching at his students. I like that. So just I started when I passed the grade 9, I started to read Marxism. When I reached to O level, then I just completed my reading, all reading about Marxism, right? So it's also like that. So how you can explain, Sayuri, social equality or economic equality for the non-expert people, right? So for example, we are having different talents, right? For example, Sayuri and what's called Dullahani, they can sing well, right? They can dance well, they can sing well. But I cannot. There's Sankalpani, she can write well and she can cultivate well the flowers and others, right? Then the Senali, she can announce well, so then she can do many dance and other things very well. Then Sayuri and other, Shamila and Mohanambar and Rosan, they can translate very well. They can sing very well, right? They can dance very well. They can write poems very well. I cannot do, right? Think about government came to us and the government advised us to do each and everything by everyone. For example, I was compelled to sing, or I was compelled to dance, I was compelled to write a poem, I was compelled to swim, but I cannot do anything, right? But you can do. Do you think is that equality? So that's not equality. So whatever the government, whether it is conservative, whether it is liberal, whether it is socialist, or whether it is fascist, government should allow people to maximize their talents and capacities and capabilities, right? The government should create the opportunities, socio-economic opportunities to maximize their capabilities and talents. To do that, they should control socio-economic conditions according to socialist perspective. For example, think about some people are in Sri Lanka. I'm talking about Sri Lankan context. Some people in Sri Lanka, they are spending 100 or 200,000 per day for their entertainment. Maybe more than that. Maybe 500,000 or 600,000 or 10,000 per day for the entertainment, going to club or going to hotels, going to swimming pool and going to abroad, right? Within Sri Lankan context, they can do that. They can go for a club and dancing and singing over there, and they spend a lot of money over there, right? We are having such a people. Then also, I think according to my memory, 3 years back, I heard this incident from Horana area. And a smallest girl, school girl, she stole 8 coconuts, just polgedi attack, eight, eight coconuts, and she tried to sell it and take the money for her educational purpose. We are having such a people, such students. Meanwhile, we are having that type of people, students. Do you think that is my personal experience? One student was over there a few years back in our university, our own university, right? She was a girl. Her father was working at a government office. She was a very big person. Sorry, he was a very big person, right? Big person. It means very big officer. Because of that, that particular father has received the official vehicle, luxury jeep. Then that particular father allows allows his daughter to use it to come to the university and go back to home. That particular father used that vehicle, office vehicle, to send his daughter to the university, and when she come back, he used that vehicle for that purpose. It means, think about Sunday or Monday, that particular girl, when she goes to the university, the father gives a vehicle, office vehicle. Then Friday or Saturday, if she wants to come back, then again father gave a vehicle, right? While she was studying in Sabaragamo or in our university, her father got his retirement. It means that he couldn't use official vehicle for more. Then what was that particular girl did? She stopped studying further. Then she completed her degree as a general degree, and she went home because she couldn't come with public transport or other vehicle to attend her education or education institute, right? She was not comfortable by using public vehicle and other vehicle because she was trained to come over there by office vehicle of her father. So she stopped continue her studies up to fourth year student. Then she completed third year as general degree. Then she went there to at home, right? We are having that type of students also. Then we are having that type of particular persons. While we are having this type of people, we are having the students or people like a Horana girl who is tall, who had been taken a 8 coconuts and try to sell them to cover her education or fee or something like that. she was arrested by the police and sent into the just in front of the judge, and I think she was sent into the jail. Right, that's the reality, ground reality of our society. Do you think that if such a things are happening in front of our eyes, do we have a common, I mean, do we have a equal background, social background or economic background to maximize our talents, skills and capacities or capabilities? No. Socialists believe social equality and economic equality, that's very important for the people to maximize or to utilize their talents, their skills. That's why they highlighted the importance of equality, especially they are focusing on social equality and economic equality, not the just personal equality. They didn't try to equal you and me. They just wanted to establish social mechanism and economic mechanisms to establish certain equal systems. However, as I mentioned before, there are different types of Marxist or socialist. They don't have common idea how to establish social equality. They don't have common idea, common agreement how to establish economic equality. They advised to follow certain things. For example, Marxists and communists believe in absolute social equality. Therefore, they prefer to establish, they prefer to abolish, they prefer to cancel, they prefer to abolish private property and establish collectivization. Rather than other socialist groups, Marxist or communist or Marxist communist, they believe absolute social equality. To achieve that goal, what they advised, they wanted to establish certain mechanism which is quite suitable for collectivization, collective farms and collective industries. They advise to abolish private property completely. They abolished private property and established collective farms and collective industries. Other social groups, political groups such as social democrats believe relative social equality. Relative social equality, not the absolute social equality. They believed equality in different layers, equality among the laborers, equality among the peasants, equality among the teachers, equality among the lawyers, relative social equality. They don't try to establish certain mechanism to make equal lawyers and peasants. They didn't try to do that. They didn't try to combine lawyers or doctors with the peasants. because they just saw about relative social equality. Through the redistribution of wealth, through the welfare state and system of progressive taxation, they are highlighted or they advise to establish certain mechanism to redistribution of wealth through the welfare state system. They advised to collect money from the richest people by imposing progressive taxation. It means the government should take money from the wealthiest people or richest people or in the people of the industry or people of the uh, big entrepreneurs. Then the government should redistribute those money among the needy people as welfare facilities. That's how social democrats believe social equality, but not like them. Marxist communists, they believe absolute social equality by establishing collective farms and collective industries. They did not believe about welfareism or welfare state system. They did not believe about progressive taxation system. They insisted the importance of collectivization. Without that mechanism of collectivization, according to their perspective, absolute social equality could not be achieved. It's a dream, according to their perspective. Any questions, clarifications from your side? I'm very much curious. I'm very much confused, right? Without having complaints or without having questions or clarifications, without receiving clarifications from your side, I cannot measure, I cannot understand your understandable level. I'm very much, I'm in a dilemma. uh, I couldn't understand very well whether these concepts and theories or ideologies are being absorbed by you very well or not, being absorbed very well by you or not. I'm in a dilemma actually. That's this reality. I want to say uh, it clearly, right? So how many concepts, how many themes now we have been discussed? Community, the concept or the idea of community. The second one is cooperation. The third one is equality. So then we have to talk about social class and common ownership. Social class and common ownership. We will continue our discussion about social class and common ownership in next day. Now I'm going to stop because we just had a discussion over 1.5 hour, right? We talked about the idea of community, cooperation, equality, which were highlighted by the socialist or social movement. Any questions from your side or clarification? This is the time. Otherwise, we can stop our discussion and we'll have a good sleep with beautiful dreams. Any questions, clarifications from your side?
No, sir.
Everything is clear,
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
but I expect a very deep understanding and analysis from you because now you are not in the first years, you are not in the second years, now you are in the third year level, right? It means very analytical, very deep understanding about these things are required from you.
Sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir.
Hello.
When it's come to the exam, according to this socialism, we can think like this concept uh, it's not real, or I mean we can't achieve a pure equality in the society now. It's too
Sorry, sorry.
hard, no? It's too hard to achieve pure equality in the society now.
Which one?
I mean this equality thing.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, when it's come to the equality, it's too hard to achieve in today's society, according to
Yes.
my point of view. So if we write in the exam, it's too hard to achieve in the current this equality or something. Is it okay? Or that means it's my point, no? It's not a theoretical part. Or
No, whatever the Dulhani, you can do it. It means some students in our classes, according to my experience, I have seen them, they just write about factors. I mean, facts, right? They just write about facts, right? So that's not our duty. Like academia, you and me, we need to collect facts, or we need to collect data, or we can say simply we can say we need to collect facts or information, right? For example, yesterday night what was happening in USA, the Capitol building was captured or by the Trump's faction, right? Because there was a debate. It was based on Joe Biden group, Joe Biden's group, but it was disrupted by the Trump's faction. So then what was happened? The president Donald Trump, he posted two messages using social media. I mean, using his personal Twitter account and Facebook account, supporting to those people who went over there in Capitol building and disrupted that ongoing meeting which was organized by the Joe Biden's and his supporters. Then after what was happened, Twitter and Facebook companies, they have taken a decision to temporarily stop President Trump's Twitter account and Facebook account uh, because of uh, because of they want to stop the escalation of the violence and other harmful things, right? So that's just fact. That these are information. The media persons, they can just report these things. They don't want to theories, concepts, and ideologies or philosophies. They do not want to use them to analyze those things, because their duty or their job is just report, right? They just want to report. They can do that without using any theory, any philosophy, any concept, or any ideology. They can do that. They can do it perfectly without having those kind of things. But academia like you and me, we cannot do that, because we need to have theories, concepts, philosophies, or ideologies to analyze this type of incidents or facts, whatever the facts, whatever the data, whatever the information we are having. We need theory, concepts, philosophies, or ideologies to analyze them. That's our duty, right? So I have seen many students, they just write many things like a journalist. They just write uh, practical examples and whatever the things are going on day to day. They just write about all these things. But that's not enough for academia. We want to apply theoretical or conceptual, philosophical or ideological background. Then we want to analyze, we want to see these practical examples with the background of theory, concepts, ideologies, and philosophies. That's the difference between we and journalists, right? So that's my answer for you. You can write it. You can write anything in examination paper or assignments, but you have to apply certain theories, concepts, philosophies, or ideologies to analyze your arguments properly. Other thing is that there should be a logical flow, right? Whatever the things our students are doing, they just write many things. I mean, practical. Most of the time, they are writing about practical things, or I mean, empirical facts. Then they feel that, oh, time is passing. Then they just stop it and they just move to next question. Then they just do the same thing in the next question. Then they just stop it and move to next one. Then finally, they have received half an hour extra time, because they just they just wrote certain things, and I mean, they protect the time, right? They save the time. Now they have half an hour. Then what they have to do? They just, when the first question, second question, third question, and fourth questions, then whatever the things they are memorizing, or whatever the things are coming to their mind, they just wrote like this, right? They are not matched with the previous question or previous answer. There is no logical framework or logical uh, flow, right? So that's the thing. Most of the students, they cannot have uh, best performance in the examination, because academia, we need to apply theories, concepts, ideologies, and philosophies to analyze certain things with a logical framework or logical flow. If we do that, then there's no anyone to stop us to get maximum benefit from our examination. I think you got the answer for me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can write anything, but you have to justify using certain concepts, theories, philosophies, or applying ideologies. Okay, that's what
Okay, sir.
I mean. We want to find these facts from anywhere, from Wikipedia or reading books. So not the world is not like in old age. Now everything is under our fingerprint, right? Within 1 second, we can find anything. We can collect many facts, informations, or data. But it is, I mean, to have a good understanding or to better knowledge about theories, concepts, philosophies, and ideologies, it is not easy. To do that, we have to read a lot. We have to have a very deep reading. Otherwise, we cannot do that. Then we have to think. We have to analyze. We have to be very innovative. That's what same point, same information, same facts, but students are getting different performance in their examinations because the understanding level is very different. The analyze skill is very different. The way of thinking, the way of looking is very different. So you have to sharpen it. So that's what I'm asking. Please raise your voice. Please raise your answer questions. Then you can get more understanding about these things. The facts, they are very simple. We can just see in these slides, you can understand these things, right? What are the central themes? Community, cooperation, equity, social equity, common ownership. So then I am asking, do you have any questions? These are the central themes. Do you understand these things? Then you can say yes, yes, because there are these four components. It is obvious, right? Even a blind person, he also can understand using technology. But understanding is very much different thing than rather than this. Analysis is very much deeper than this and understanding, right? This is just see, understanding is the middle point. Analysis deeper end, and understanding is in between analysis and just seeing this thing. By seeing this, just seeing these things, then the second attempt is understanding. Analysis is very deeper end. Innovative analysis is very much deeper end, right? So we want to have this kind of practice. Without having these things, we cannot be a good, be a member of the good academia, be a good member of the academia. Okay, thank you very much for your attention and very interesting, very sharp question, Dulhani. Thank you very much. Mohanambal, Rosan. Oh,
Yes, sir.
Vinotani,
Yes, sir.
any questions? You are just followers, no? I feel you are like Bhakti, then, right? You can use this chat box and also WhatsApp group to raise your voice or raise your question. Ah, yes, more number. Okay, then thank you very much for participation. Please use chat box. Then when you are attending the peace workshop, you are using very you are very effectively using the chat box. Why you cannot do it in here, right? Okay, good night. Have a good dream.
Good night, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Good
Good night.
night.